Back. Welcome back to cryptography. So far we have done a shift cipher. We shifted the alphabet and replaced each letter with a different letter. We did a keyword shift, which ended up scrambling our cipher alphabet a little. And then we did the @bash cipher, where two letters just trade in our shift in our plain text. Today we are going to do our third day, and we are going to do our fourth and fifth ciphers. Today we're going to talk about ciphers where we substitute symbols instead of letters. So the first one we are going to do is something called a pig pen cipher. Pig pen cipher is kind of fun. So imagine that you see something like this. It doesn't even necessarily look like it's a message. Obviously, this is a really short one. I'm trying to give you relatively short ciphers because this can be very tedious, as I'm sure you can imagine. One of the ways the pig's pen cipher would be used is someone would write a completely normal looking letter, regular correspondence, and this would be used almost as decoration around the outside, or this could be stamped into leather, for example, and given to someone as a bracelet. It wasn't necessarily used to look like a message. You were supposed to think it was just designs and decoration, and only the sender and the receiver knew that it represented letters. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. The pig pen cipher is actually really easy to set up once you know what you're doing. So we're going to start by setting up what looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, I'm actually going to make my screen just a little bit bigger. I think this is going to be hard to write. Let's go for, try 100%. Okay. So I'm going to set up what looks like a tic-tac-toe board. Maybe. After I set up the tic-tac-toe board, I'm going to fill in the letters of the alphabet in order, left to right, just like you would read A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, except in the tic-tac-toe board. I'm going to run out of room here. I'm going to put a dot in each space. This differentiates this A or this square from this square. This is a square with a dot. This is a square without a dot. I'm going to continue filling in the letters of the alphabet where I left off. H, I. This is going to be J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Now I only have 8 letters of the alphabet left, so it's not going to make sense to do another tic-tac-toe board. Instead, what we're going to do is follow the pattern with the dots and the no dots, but this time I'm going to do a big X with no dots, and then a big X with dots. I'm going to continue to fill in the letters, top to bottom, left to right. This can get a little bit confusing, but in the X's, this top space is considered the first one. So after P, Q, R, we're going to go with S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, C. I forgot my alphabet. That's supposed to be a Y, Z. Okay, now you probably see where this is going. When we look up above, when you look at this symbol right here, this is a corner. There's no dot in it. Do you see that it matches this exactly? So this symbol replaces the letter C. Now keep in mind, this is what we would consider our ciphertext. Even though it's not a letter, this is the one where it's enciphered. The process we are using, we are deciphering the message because this is the ciphertext. So our plain text then for this symbol would be C. What do you think this represents? You look for that symbol down here and you look for a shape that matches, and it definitely looks a lot like this. It's not a corner, it's the middle, and it's facing down, so this represents an H. You liking this one?
Yeah.
In case any of you feel like this is a little too hard and I'm making you work too hard, my 10-year-old is taking notes and she's actually doing your homework as well, so I don't think it's too hard. Next letter, A. Now we're going to look for, these are, again, the square ones, not the diagonals. They're not at angles. It's square, but it has a dot in it. So this one down here, oops, it's not writing. It's the right shaped corner. It has a dot in it, so this is an R. What do you think comes next? It's kind of nice because L actually looks a little bit like an L. It just has a dot in it. Eleanor, can you tell what this letter is going to be?
O?
Yep, that's an O. Good job. Did you get it out there? All right, now notice we haven't had any of these letters yet. These letters are kind of at an angle. We're looking for a no dot, and it kind of looks like a greater than. What do you think that letter is going to be? Notice there's two of them in a row. Anybody? Good. T, T, and you probably see what's coming. If you're a real cryptographer, you're trying to make sense and predict what the words are, and then you verify. Now we have a square. It's a closed shape, no dot. That goes with E. And what about the one that looks like a letter V?
Is it an S?
Yes, it's Charlotte's. So now we look for the V with the dot in it. That's going to be
A W?
W. We've had this before. That's an E. And now we have B, Charlotte's Web, one of my favorite books. All right. So when we went from here to here, that is deciphering. We were trying to figure out what the cipher said. If I asked you to encipher, let's say I just wanted you to encipher Pigpen. Pigpen is plain text. What would it look like if I wrote Pigpen in the Pigpen cipher? This would be P, I, G, P, E, N. That would be Pigpen. Okay, so you will have an assignment that involves the Pigpen cipher. You will have to encipher and decipher some messages. The second one that we're going to use that involves symbols is Morse code. I'm sure you've all heard of Morse code before. Morse code is not one that's actually meant to be secret. Anyone can look up Morse code, and you can find a chart for it. I have a chart here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, that's not working. Shoot. There we go. It's not letting me share more than one window, so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm going to share with you an a chart that has the Morse code symbols in it. I do know that E in Morse code happens to be a dot. T in Morse code is a dash. I'm almost positive. Can't quite see it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was right. E is a dot, T is a dash, A is a dot and a dash. And then there is actually a symbol for a question mark as well. There's a lot of other symbols that I haven't included. I've just included the basics. And it's also valid to point out that there is Morse code for other languages as well. So languages that have different vowels than we do or different letters than we do in English, they also have their own symbols or their substitutions. However, I'm only including the English alphabet. So the question mark then would be dot, dot, dash, dash, dot, dot. Okay, so this is still a substitution cipher. The difference is E is replaced with one symbol, T is replaced with one symbol, A happens to be two symbols together, and a question mark uses a lot of symbols. But usually Morse code is not done in written form. I'm sure you've seen or heard a movie before, for example, where it's either tapped out, it's done on a telegraph. A lot of times you can use a flashlight and blink it on and off. That's how Morse code is used, but that is still technically a substitution cipher where you are substituting dots and dashes for each letter. So go ahead and check out your assignment on Canvas. That's 3 assignments. I will have a quiz up for you, and you have all week to do these 3 assignments. And then you're finished for the week. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully next week will be a little bit warmer. Thanks for listening.